raised the country's morale, and she had also served as a volunteer in the war effort.
I'm sure that you are often thinking of their own country to make the world of tomorrow a better and happier place.
Her marriage to Philip Mountbatten.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
Elizabeth's reign would be the longest ever in a royal bloodline that goes back over 1,000 years. But the royal ride was sometimes bumpy. The stability and continuity the monarchy was
at the helm through so many crises over the last 70 years is no longer there.
Oh yeah, could be criticized.
Is Anna Stewart there?
She is not, and she has been the through line, the continuity, a towering historical figure.
Starts to travel through that crowd and all across the world. I don't think there's a better known individual on the globe than Queen Elizabeth II.
You know, Martha, as we watched the crowds gather there outside of Buckingham Palace, just down at the end of the Mall, and I assume that now that the news of the Queen's death is being spread far and wide across London and the rest of the UK, that we'll see more people, many more people make their way down there. We saw an official from Buckingham Palace place something on the gates there, and apparently it was a copy of the official notification that was on the Royals website that the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. But when you look typically at...
The Queen was rock solid. The Queen was always there. We used to have a saying of, what would the Queen say? What would the Queen do? Well, now we haven't got that, but we'll get on. We'll move on. But tonight, the way I feel at the moment, I can sum it up in one word: deep upset and sadness.
It is such a difficult role to step in for I mean, she has defined this role for generations of people all around the world, and for Prince Charles, whatever King, if he takes the name King Charles or whatever name he takes, trying to figure out how you be.
Sorry, Anderson, I literally just got a statement from, it's a statement from the King on the Queen's death. Imagine what it's like to write these words. The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held. So that's a statement from the new King of the United Kingdom. We don't yet have his name.
The second leaves a great legacy. Today the crown passes, as it has done for more than 1,000 years, to our new monarch, our new head of state, His Majesty King Charles III. With the King's family, we mourn the loss of his mother, and as we mourn, we must come together as a people to support him, to help him bear the awesome responsibility that he now
Once in a lifetime, there are certain athletes.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper in Washington, D.C. For 70 years, her subjects and her fans have been saying, God save the Queen. But this afternoon, Queen Elizabeth II, the longest ruling monarch in British history, died at the age of 96. The royal family confirmed the news just about 90 minutes ago, saying that the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Moments ago, her son Charles, now King Charles III, released a statement saying in part, quote, "We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign." Really appreciated, and just to give some updates, Prince Harry, we're told, has arrived at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where his grandmother passed and where his family has gathered. One quick thing I want to bring up. The last time that the UK and indeed the world went through something like this was in February 1952. So unless you are older than the early 70s, you don't know anything other than Queen Elizabeth II. And here is a headline from the Liverpool Echo. This is the front page. The King passes away peacefully in his sleep, nation stunned by announcement. And you see on the right side there, Queen Elizabeth in tears. She was overseas at the time. It was arrangements had to be made for her to.
Today, with feelings of profound sorrow. Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family. And we owe her the most heartfelt debt any family can owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew.